Hey there, guys, welcome back to another homeschooling in New York video. Now, a lot of my information is not necessarily to New York. If you're homeschooling and you stumble upon my videos, I appreciate it. Thank you. Only the regulations will be covered that are specific to New York. Okay, now in New York State, the regulations will remain the same statewide beyond age, which may differ from district to district, and you will have to know what district you're in to understand that. Anyway, beyond that, we are talking about different teaching styles, right? Homeschooling styles. Now, when we say homeschooling style, we mean how we teach, our philosophy behind it. I've already covered unschooling, and I covered the term deschooling because that is not unschooling, but it is important to know what you're doing. In this video, I'm going to be talking about electic homeschooling. A lot of the times, people confuse electic homeschoolers to unschoolers. They are not the same. They are different, although you can use some concepts of unschooling in your elective homeschooling. It's not the same, and maybe it's just my frustrations, but I do often see the confusion, and I want to correct it, but I don't. Okay, like, I'm trying not to argue with people, whatever. Anyway, with electic homeschooling, what you're doing is you're bringing everything from other styles into your lessons, and you make the best for your child and for your family. So in some instances, it's so this is why it's confusing, is a lot of people think that it's like unschooling, where we may do a schedule for half the day and then we unschool. I get that, but that's not really what unschooling is, right? Unschooling is I wouldn't say all day, but it's, you don't have a set curriculum and you don't have a schedule. Like, that's just one of those things. You lead by your child. You let them lead in their lessons. So, like, for example, you can watch my video, but for example, this week we've been playing a lot of Monopoly to work on math, and that's what he's been enjoying doing, It's just something that you can do. Now, when you're electic, people do tend to have like half-day schedules. So maybe they'll do workbook or a set curriculum for half the day, and that could include being electic. That could be pulling, math from Time for Learning or Saxon Math, and then maybe, books from the library, and then, I don't know, if you're religious, maybe you do a Becca or one of those religious things and you bring it in, whatever it may be. That is also considered electic, kind of putting together your own curriculum based off a lot of different things. You can use Pinterest, you can use the library, you can create your own. That's all good. It's all good. Nothing against that. And then they tend to do the afternoon towards kind of like a free play, like, okay, you can learn whatever you want, you can read, you can, things like that. So those are kind of the two varieties of electic. But what you can include is games. Games are amazing. I will do a video on game schooling. That is a method I highly recommend, even if you're not doing, I would say doing the electric style is probably best if that's the case. But don't underestimate games, right? That is something that's huge. So I will be doing a video shortly on that, whether it's a board game, a card game, or even a video game. I know, but I do have those Minecraft. I'm going to do Minecraft videos like once or twice a week, so you can get a sense of like what we do. So that's something you can bring in. Cooking is great. Cooking covers all subjects. I will go again more in detail about how each thing really amplifies their learning. It also amplifies their confidence as well, which is really, really important. As homeschoolers, we really want to uplift and encourage our children to be independent, right? And to be free thinkers and to do their own research and to follow their passions. I mean, there's a lot that we do as homeschoolers. And we as parents get to guide that more so than if they were in private or public school. Now, I'm not saying private or public school is necessarily bad. Do I have my personal concerns? Absolutely. I went to both. I went to both public and private in New York City. There's a lot behind that. But you understand that even me being considered, I've been at some of the top schools in my state, in New York City specifically, that doesn't mean that there weren't concerns. So I can fix that when it comes to the curriculum and the things that I give to my own child, right? So that's really important. And those go for my morals. And I want to help you guys if you need those resources. You know, you can look on my website, homeschoolingin.nyc.org. You don't have to be in New York. You don't have to be in New York City, but there are lessons in there. I am launching 3 curriculums in June. I will go more into that, but that'll be something that will be available to you as well. All right, so that being said, so cooking, movies are great, field trips are great, whether they're in person or virtual. Libraries, great. I mean, our libraries have options like Matthew is now going to be starting up another Minecraft class through the library, so he'll get to do that and be with kids his own age. So that's perfect for him. And there's things like that. You know, there's a lot you can do. It's the wonderful thing about homeschooling. It doesn't have to be done on the school's time or the school's, you know, curriculum, because that's the freedom of homeschooling. Anyway, so that's pretty much what Electic is. It's kind of pulling all the good stuff that works for you and making what you will of it, and that's your curriculum, right? Sometimes it could be planned, sometimes it's not planned, but that's the general basis of what Electic is. The next method I'm going to be covering is Montessori, so please stay tuned for that.